It won't let me go live on. I'm getting really aggravated because every time I try a new different thing in software, it doesn't let me do that. I'm trying to simultaneously go live on the Facebook page, and that's why I upgraded my thing in Streamlabs, and it doesn't work. Oh, that's good. Okay. I'll worry about that tomorrow. That'll be all day troubleshooting. Anyway, hello. I don't know what I'm doing. I just hope I don't fall asleep again. Okay. The trial, a lot of you have said, is like a very, very emotional trial about the Waffle House murders, shooting. And, hi, Caddy, Texas girl. So, we're supposed to get storm Thursday night going into Friday, which may take the power down depending if it ices up or not. I hope it doesn't. Hi, Star Marie. Hi, Carol Plant. Texas Warrior. Gladys. Hi, Gladys. Hi, Whisper to Me. So, and goodness, the Waffle House shooter. Oh, yeah, it's very emotional. Okay, let me go here and just say hi, Leslie Romani. It's the first. I'm the first. Oh, yeah, today's Groundhog Day, right? Oh boy, I think he's going to see a shadow. That means 6 more weeks of winter. I'm sure it will be. Snow remover. Okay. Kevin Leonard. I just saw all of you. Deborah Vancouver. Most of you at Scooters. Okay. So, I'm going to go to pull up and talk about the recap of today. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's put this over there. And so the second day was Tuesday, February 1st, in the murder trial of Travis Ranking. Now, he stands accused of a shooting that occurred in 2018 at a Waffle House. And there's a jury of 14, 12 women, 2 men, including alternates. And they heard harrowing testimony to the previous day from half a dozen witnesses to the shooting and its aftermath. They also heard tearful identifications by family members of the 4 people that were killed in that shooting. Ranking faces multiple charges in the shooting that occurred April 22nd, 2018 in the early morning at the restaurant in Antioch. He's been in custody since his arrest on April 23rd, the day after the shooting. He was indicted on 17 counts in the case, including 4 counts of premeditated first-degree murder. He has pled not guilty by reason of insanity. We went over that yesterday. That is very hard to be found not guilty by reason of insanity. We saw it in the Timothy Jones trial. It's a very difficult thing. It's not just by being, a little bit, or acting a little bit crazy or being under the influence of something like spice and having hallucinations and all of that. Timothy Jones had all of that and a history of schizophrenia. And he was given the death penalty for killing his 5 children. So the victims were Tareen C. Sanderlin, 29, Joe R. Perez, 20, Diebony Groves, 21, and Aquila De Silva, 23. And they died after, allegedly, Travis walked into the restaurant after 3:20 a.m. and opened fire with an AR-15, but he shot others outside the restaurant. Now, there was a hero there who stopped Travis by grabbing the gun and burned himself on the barrel of it, but got it free from his hands and threw it over the counter. And he testified yesterday. So Kayla Shaw was 20 years old that night. She'd been to a party with her friends and they wanted Waffle House. Let the record show, she said, I didn't even want to be in the Waffle House. She was the first to testify yesterday. She was perched on a stool directly in front of the first window that blew in from gunfire, waiting for her pickup order. She'd been the one to go in because she said she had the strongest feet of the trio, and they were all wearing heels. At first, she thought she needed to turn and cuss someone out for throwing something at her. Instead, she dropped between stools and the bar area. I'm glad I did, she said. Instead of turning, she dropped, sliding between the stools and the counter. She had a view of the shooter entering the restaurant, but only from below. Unfortunately, for a moment, I did look up. I saw his puny scrotum, she said. The shooter was wearing only a green jacket. Yeah, that was another thing. He was naked otherwise, other than that green little jacket. Kayla Shaw heard the struggle between the shooter and James Shaw, Jr. No relation, although he is now her honorary cousin. And James Shaw, Jr. is the one that wrestled the gun out of his hands and threw it over the counter. When she thought the coast was clear, she tried to run behind the counter, but she slipped. Her party heels losing grip in a pool of blood she'd later learned belonged to Aquila de Silva and Shantia Wagoneer. In my shock, I ran to my faith. She said, I prayed for Shantia's leg. I tried to save myself, and I ran out. She ran out, got in her car, peeled out of the parking lot, seeking escape. One of her companions that night testified that the trio drove up the road to a nearby gas station, and from there they told police they saw the shooter still naked making his way down the road. Prosecutors on Tuesday called multiple witnesses, including multiple police officers who had been involved in the search for the shooter in a wooded area behind the Waffle House. Law enforcement from across the state and nation swarmed the scene and the city in the aftermath of the shooting. And that is from MNPD Officer Daniel Polk. He was among the first on the scene and helped coordinate the initial waves of response. We see a lot of bad crime scenes, but that one, it looked like a war zone. It really did, Polk said. Immediately after the shooting, 16 patrol officers were on scene. Then the response grew to 70, not counting unmarked cars, aviation teams, canine teams, support from the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the FBI, Tennessee Highway Patrol, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and officers from neighboring jurisdictions. Gary Gann told the jury how he and his canine partner, Sapper, examined a gold pickup truck parked at the crime scene. Later, Gann and the rest of the Nashville Police bomb squad used robots to scan for threats in an apartment linked to the suspected shooter. All the while, Polk detailed the numerous ghost calls he and other officers responded to that day, when Nashvillians called in possible sightings of a man acting oddly, a door ajar, anything out of the ordinary. They went. Most of them turned out to be nothing. Other officers, Ben Biner, Megan Arnett, and now TBI Special Agent Kyle Williams, went into the woods on a tip that turned out to be good. That's the Davidson County Court Judge Mark Fishburne, the judge on this trial, obviously. The team had been debriefed that a firearm was missing from the apartment connected to the shooter. It changes how you would approach an individual. If you know they're armed, Williams said, you're more prepared. Officers fanned out in the woods. Williams scanned the trees. They caught sight of a pair of black pants behind a tree off the trail. He was unable to see any further details of the person wearing them. He testified that he called out a code word that he would expect a fellow officer to respond to in a specific way, but he didn't get the response he expected. Instead, he saw a head pop out from behind a tree. He could only see the man's head and shoulders, and he called out to the person to show him his hands. As they continued to interact, Williams said he thought the man in the woods was moving his right hand behind his body as if he was reaching for something, possibly a gun. But when the officer repeated his command for the man to show him his hands, he complied. He and fellow officers, including a detective, Kimberly Brown, were able to restrain the man and cut a backpack from his back. Inside was a collection of items: a pistol, which was loaded with a round in the chamber, a Bible, silver bars, a flashlight, and water bottles. Attorneys tangled over part of Williams' testimony. The state wanted to have him talk through how he would have handled the situation if, in their words, the man was showing signs of a mental illness. But defense attorneys objected to the framing of the questions. The state's position in that is that the witness can give a lay opinion about what they observed. Assistant District Attorney Jan Norman said during conversation outside of the jury's presence about the objection, fellow prosecutor Ronald Dowdy's original question was foundational, she said, to establish Williams' experience, to give context to how he formed his opinion about the man's demeanor. Not everybody has the same mental illness, Davidson County Criminal Court Judge Mark Fishburne said, disagreeing, and not everyone displays symptoms of the same illness the same way. The question was too broad. He gave Dowdy a chance to walk through his planned questions for Williams without the jury present. Defense attorney still objected to the framing, saying, and I quote, "He's asking him to speculate and give opinions about incidents that did not occur." He noted Williams had already told the jury his impression of the suspect's demeanor at the time of the arrest. Evans argued that the state seemed to be trying to backdoor in a quasi-expert opinion. In the end, Fishburne sustained the objection, and Dowdy reframed the question when the jury returned. Both Joe Perez and Tareen Sanderlin would have been dead in seconds after gunshots to the head. D'Ebony Groves lived a matter of minutes, and Aquila de Silva lingered long enough to die at Vanderbilt. Dr. Thomas Deering, the deputy chief medical examiner from Metro Nashville, conducted 3 of the 4 fatal victims' autopsies and reviewed the 4th. He testified Tuesday on his findings. Each time, the medical examiner described the path of a bullet through each victim's body. It was followed by descriptions of intense destruction to bone and organs. He noticed that when high-velocity ammunition was developed, coroners started calling them exploding bullets because of the damage to the human body done by a projectile moving that fast. Perez's mother, Patricia, wiped away tears as the medical examiner described her son's autopsy. Deering stood up to demonstrate the order he believes the shots hit Sanderlin, beginning in the front, continuing around his side as the victim turned. There are additional shots, one to the left thigh, one to the neck. He's unsure what order they occurred. With a devastating head wound, Sanderlin, too, was dead almost immediately. De Silva was hit by 2 almost parallel bullets through his arm that perforated his lung. Ultimately, he died from blood loss. He was taken to the hospital, but it wasn't soon enough. Groves, too, ultimately died from bleeding out. Her internal organs were destroyed by 2 shots that embedded in her abdomen. Deering said he found bullet fragments in her aorta. She would be conscious until she lost enough blood that she passed out. Judge Fishburne on Monday imposed a restriction on still photography during the trial after previously approving a request from the Tennessean to provide still photos to multiple news organizations. The court declared that no still photography would be allowed when the jury was present to avoid distracting the jury. The photographer from the Tennessean had not taken any photographs in the courtroom before he issued the order. Afterwards, the Tennessean and the Associated Press raised objections, and demonstrated that the camera used by the Tennessean photographer was silent. And the judge changed course. In an order signed about 3 p.m., the court reverted to an earlier order allowing photos while court was in session as long as they were not of the jury. Of course not. The Tennessee Supreme Court Rule 30 already prohibits photographing or filming of jurors. A court officer demanded to review unpublished photos in the photographer's camera because he said that the judge believed the photographer had taken images of the jurors. No jurors were visible in any photographs taken by the photographer. Okay. That's Kayla Shaw. That's the woman you heard about in the beginning, the first witness. Now, De Silva, the man who died, who had the severed leg, Shanita Wagner, his girlfriend, testified Monday that she and De Silva were shot. She called 911 but got frustrated when they kept asking for an address which she didn't know. She then hung up and called her mother instead. Her sleepy, confused mother at first thought Wagner was taking shots of alcohol, which made Wagner laugh despite everything. Shortly afterwards, paramedics arrived and loaded De Silva, her on and off boyfriend of 7 years, onto a gurney. Right before they carried him away, I just told him, I love you, she said. De Silva, who had been shot in the lung, couldn't respond. It was the last time she would see him alive. And this is from Monday. Some other, also testifying Monday was Sharita Henderson, who had been sitting by the door with her friend and sorority sister, D'Ebony Groves. Ranking pulled up, got out of his truck, killed Joe Perez and Tareen Sanderlin in the parking lot before entering the building. I remember seeing Tareen going outside to take a smoke break, Henderson testified. I didn't see Joe at first, but as I looked out the window, as the glass shattered, he turned to me and mouthed, "Play dead." So that's what I did. Then he was shot in the head, and he died. Henderson told Groves to get down and tried to get on top of her to protect her. Groves was killed, and Henderson was shot 3 times and, like Wagner, continues to walk with crutches. Henderson said she made eye contact with Rankin before he shot her, certain he could see her look of begging for mercy. He didn't say anything, but he looked at me in the eyes, and he was determined, like he knew what he was doing and what he had planned to do, she said. Rankin has pled not guilty by reason of insanity, and that means he must prove not only that he was suffering from a severe mental illness, but also that the mental illness made him unable to appreciate the wrongness of his actions. In opening statements Monday, defense attorney Luke Evans said Rankin was suffering from severe schizophrenia that had grown worse over the years, and said, and I quote, he believed he was communicating directly with God. He believed regular people walking around were out to hurt him and had been hurting him. Mr. Rankin believed that he was commanded by God to go to the Waffle House in defense of himself and other people. The people at the Waffle House were, in his mind, government agents. And then the man hailed as a hero the night 4 people were killed inside a Waffle House in Antioch testified yesterday as well. When I say yesterday, it's Monday. If you're looking at this as Wednesday, then it's 2 days ago. I'm still looking at it as Tuesday. And James Shaw Jr. wrestled the AR-15 away from Ranking's hands. It's going to be me or him, or it's going to be death. Let's see what happens, Shaw Jr. said, recounting the moments that he heard Ranking begin to reload. Surveillance video from inside the restaurant showed Shaw knock Ranking to the ground, wrestling away the AR-15 and throwing it over the counter. Shaw then fought Ranking out the door. Ranking, who was wearing nothing but a jacket during the shooting, left the restaurant, which started the manhunt that lasted 34 hours. Here's the victims. Okay, so let's see what this is now. So more of Kayla Shaw, who you saw before. I'm going to quote her testimony. All of a sudden, and I do mean sudden, there was a loud pop over my left shoulder. I felt something hit my face. I didn't know what it was at the time. It was debris. It was glass. But in a split second, I wanted to turn over my left shoulder and curse some people out because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what this force was on my side of my face. But instead, I made the decision to fall on my side, and then I continued to hear what I now know is gunshots ring out. And I heard the cook behind the counter say, "Take cover," because someone was shooting. I made a decision to lie still and breathless. I decided to play dead because I figured those were my only chances. Where am I going to go? I have nowhere to hide. I'm exposed. I played dead. Now, when they talk about the moments after Ranking was captured, a number of officers said he followed commands as he was handcuffed and taken to a local hospital to be checked out, with one even describing him as a model suspect. And I quote, "His demeanor was one of shock. Initially, when we both encountered each other," ATF Special Agent Kyle Williams said. "After the shock wore off, he was compliant, following demands, maintaining visual contact with me. Once he stood up before he was walked out of the woods, he hung his head. He didn't make any statements, and that was my interaction with him." New surveillance video was also played in court Tuesday of the moments before the shooting. The clip showed Ranking arriving at the Waffle House at 3:20 a.m. on April 22, 2018. His gold truck is seen pulling into a handicapped space as he sits there for nearly 4 minutes. As soon as Joe Perez walks by, Ranking got out of the truck and began shooting. Perez did not survive and was killed just feet away from the restaurant's entrance. Prosecutors said Ranking fired 15 rounds in 19 seconds outside the restaurant before firing 15 more shots inside. During much of the trial on Tuesday, Ranking watched everything taking place with no emotion. New evidence showed what Ranking had in his backpack, which we just said: a Bible, water bottles, ammunition, a wallet, and more than $450 in it, silver bars, a holster, and a cocked handgun. One of the officers demonstrated just how heavy the bag was by dropping it on the table at the witness stand. The state is trying to show that Ranking doesn't suffer from mental illness and set out with a plan for the day of the shootings. His defense attorneys claim he's not guilty by reason of insanity. Let's see. Medical examiner who walked the courtroom through why the rifle in this case caused such great damage to the 4 victims that didn't survive, saying, and I quote, "The speed of the bullet makes a big difference. When high velocity first started showing up, they called them exploding bullets because autopsies were done, and it was amazing how much injury was seen inside versus just this small size of a bullet," he said. The disturbing details were hard for the families to sit through in the courtroom. Ranking's mother, Judy, was more emotional Tuesday, saying that the day marks his 33rd birthday. Now, prosecutors are expected to call their last witness tomorrow morning, and this is expected to go to the jury by Friday, is what they had said. So, yeah, it's really hard, but that is that there. I wonder if we should have a live groundhog watch. Okay, let me see. So in other true crime headlines, we have 2 campus security officers were shot and killed responding to a suspicious person call Tuesday afternoon at Virginia's Bridgewater College. Virginia State Police said the college employee spotted a man where he shouldn't have been shortly before 1:30 p.m. and they called campus security. Police officer John Painter and safety officer J.J. Jefferson responded to the grounds of Memorial Hall where they encountered the suspect. After a brief interaction, the suspect opened fire and shot both officers. State Police spokesperson Corinne Geller said he fled the scene on foot. Several 911 calls reported the shots fired, and multiple agencies responded to the campus, and in short time, investigators spotted a man who matched the suspect's description. Off campus, the suspect waded into the North River and crossed to an island, followed by law enforcement officers who took him into custody without incident. He was identified as 27-year-old Alexander Wyatt Campbell. Geller said he was found with non-life-threatening gunshot wound and was taken to a hospital where he was treated and released. Geller said that the investigation uncovered multiple firearms associated with Campbell on campus, but provided no further information. Investigators are working to determine if Campbell was shot by Painter. Jefferson, a safety officer, was not issued a firearm, or if it was self-inflicted. Earlier in the day, college president Dave Bushman sent a statement noting that it was a sad and dark day for Bridgewater College. "One thing I do know is that we will rally around each other and support each other as we move forward from this day." Painter and Jefferson were close friends, known to many as the dynamic duo, Bushman said. John was JJ's best man in his wedding this year. They were beloved by students, faculty, and staff. I hurt for their families and loved ones, as I know we all do. Geller said the investigation was ongoing, assisted by the FBI and the ATF, and that more information would be released later. And when they say that the suspect was treated and released, I think he was released, hopefully, into the custody. I've never just seen that. It usually says where they're being held. That's a very weird way of putting that, treated and released. Authorities are searching for a missing 16-year-old girl that they say they have concerns for her safety in northeast Kansas. Marissa Weber hasn't been seen since January 22nd in Oleth near Kansas City. At that time, the station said her hair was dyed brown with blonde highlights, but could easily have been dyed another color by now. She's described as 5'4", 115 pounds with brown eyes. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says that anyone who sees Marissa should use caution. Call police without approaching her. And if you have information, you can contact the police department at 913-782-0720. Hopefully she's found. And then what Scooter was talking about, this, somebody, I don't remember who mentioned it in the chat, and then she pulled it up, was this brawl here in Pennsylvania, okay, that broke out over some steak. People are losing their minds. They are losing their minds. A customer said the craziness that broke out in a Pennsylvania, I believe it was the Golden Corral, yes it was, in Bensalem, started because he got his steak before another customer who had ordered it first. As many as 40 people may have been involved in the brawl at the Golden Corral that involved chairs and punches thrown. The Golden Corral said that no serious injuries were reported and local police are investigating. They're throwing high chairs. That's good. One customer captured a 4-minute video of the chaos and posted it to Facebook. The video shows shouting and screaming before the fight breaks out. Then employees are seen trying to break up the fight. They finally manage to clear everyone out and the dining room is left a wreck. Alexis Rios, who was a customer at that time, said the fight started when he got his rare steak before the customer in front of him who had ordered first did. That customer was angry. I had a rare steak, which is a lot faster to cook than a well-done steak, Rios said. That's why I got my steak first. Rios said everyone was masked, which could make it difficult for people to hear it, and it helped escalate the fight. I grabbed a chair to defend myself, Rios said. And then sooner or later, that was it. Punches were getting thrown and chairs were getting thrown. Rios said nobody was knocked to the ground, but he ended up with a bruised nose and his brother got a black eye. We notified the local authorities and they're investigating the incident, Golden Corral said. Thankfully, no serious injuries have been reported. The safety of our guests and our coworkers is our top priority. Police said no arrests have been made, and if they are, the charges would likely be simple assault and disorderly conduct. Cute little boy. A little 4-year-old boy is missing. Cody Bigsby. The search for Cody Bigsby, 4 years old, has been expanded to a nearby plant in Hampton, Virginia. Searchers began looking around a steam plant off of Wythe Creek Road on Tuesday, according to 13 News Now. And it's the same plant where police found the body of 2-year-old Noah Tomlin 3 years prior. A Hampton police spokesperson said that there isn't suspicion surrounding the plant. The search is part of the process. Cody was last seen at a home in the 100 block of Ranelette Drive in Hampton, in the Buckrow Beach neighborhood. The child's father, Cody Bigsby, told police that when he woke up, his son was gone. The father added, the last time he saw Cody was around 2 a.m. Monday morning. Cody's father told investigators he searched for his son inside the home but couldn't find him. Other children who live in the home were accounted for. Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot, during a Tuesday press conference, said that investigators are calling both parents persons of interest right now and are most interested in continuing communication with them. The parents are separated and Cody lives with his father. Talbot added that it's highly likely that the boy is nearby. The investigation does not indicate that he was abducted, and there's no reason to believe he was. We certainly are open to that as a possibility, but it's not likely. The FBI is currently assisting in this search, and anyone with information regarding the case should call the police at 1-800-LOCK-YOU-UP. 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. I'm sorry, not 800. 1-888-LOCK, L-O-C-K-U, the letter U, up. Lock you up. Let's hope he's found. There's a miracle there. An Indiana woman has been identified after police found her deceased in her car this week. According to the Fort Wayne Police Department, Maria Del Scoro Maldonado Ambriz, 39 years old, was pronounced dead at the scene on January 29th from gunshot wounds. The incident happened near Fairfax Avenue and Standish Drive at around 5:19 p.m. that day. Police are now asking for the public's assistance in finding the shooter. The suspect has been described as a male who forced his way into the victim's residence with a black backpack and a short-barreled rifle. The suspect is accused of threatening to kill the woman's children, ages 12 and 14, before abducting her. He then forced her into an SUV and he shot 30 rounds into her vehicle around 4 blocks away from her home. After the shooting, he fled on foot from Standish Drive in the 2100 block of Fairfax Avenue. For those living in this area, please review any security cameras you may have installed on your property for a suspect dressed in all black, running with a rifle and a black backpack. The victim's death has been ruled homicide, with the cause of death listed as multiple gunshot wounds. According to the Allen County Coroner's Office, anyone with information on the case should call Crime Stoppers at 436-STOP. That's really sad. And then, oh my gosh, her poor kids, and of course, poor her. That's terrible. It's unbelievable. So traumatizing. And they haven't found the guy. And they haven't said if he's related or if she knew him. So here's a little more information about the little boy. Police say the story given to them regarding a missing Virginia boy does not match what they've uncovered so far about his disappearance. I think that's self-explanatory. The evidence doesn't match what we've been told, so we need to investigate further, said the Hampton Police Chief Mark Talbot Tuesday at a press conference. 4-year-old Cody Bigsby was last seen at his home, the 100 block of Ranelette Drive, Hampton, in the Buckrow Beach neighborhood. Child's father, Corey Bigsby, told police that when he woke up, his son was gone. Father added that the last time he saw Cody was 2 a.m. Monday morning. Cody's father told investigators that he searched for his son inside the house but couldn't find him, and the other children were accounted for inside the house. Talbot said police are calling both parents persons of interest right now and are most interested in continuing communication with them. The parents are separated and Cody lives with his father. Talbot added that Cody most likely wasn't abducted, as no evidence points to it. The investigation does not indicate that he was abducted. There's just no reason to believe it. We're certainly open to that as a possibility, but it's not likely. Again, call 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. Walking Dead actor Moses Mosley, known for playing a zombie on the show, has died at the age of 31 in Georgia. TMZ reported that Mosley was found in Stockbridge in the Hudson Bridge area on Wednesday. Family members said that he was found with a gunshot wound. Police are currently investigating and trying to determine if he took his own life. Mosley's family filed a missing persons report on Wednesday and said they last spoke to him on January 25th. They also contacted OnStar Security, which led them to the location of his vehicle. The actor's representative, Tabitha Minshew, said that the news of Mosley's death was something unexpected. He wasn't just a client for me. We have been best friends for 10 years, Minshew said. He was at my wedding. Everyone who ever met him loved him. No one has ever had anything negative to say about him. When he was around, everyone was so happy. He made everyone so happy. We're all trying to wrap our heads around it as well. Mosley appeared on The Walking Dead from 2012 to 2015. He also had roles in the 2012 movie Joyful Noise and 2013's The Internship. According to his Instagram page, he always aspired to be an actor. Texas teen was arrested on Monday on murder charges for allegedly shooting his mother's fiancé on New Year's Day, resulting in the man's death. Days later, Austin Markowski's an altercation occurred after Austin Markowski's half-brother tore up the new wood flooring in their mother's bedroom. Markowski, 17, claimed that he was showering when his mother, Erica Rendon, and her fiancé, Jorge Duran, 36, came home. The teen said he heard he then overheard a loud bang, prompting him to get his mother's gun. Police say Markowski's brother and Duran were fighting about the damaged floors and about the brother not helping with the move days earlier. After the altercation, the brother allegedly slapped Duran in the face and cursed at him. Rendon and the grandfather tried to separate the pair, though Rendon restrained her son and pushed him into a bedroom. The boy managed to strike Duran in the face. Police say Rendon, the mother, and her son either fell or were pushed as the fiancé tried to get to the boy. It was reported then Markowski entered the bedroom. He saw the mother's fiancé push his mother to the floor, and he claimed he witnessed the fiancé brandish a knife and that it had its blade retracted, prompting him to shoot Duran 4 times. Witnesses said that after opening fire, Markowski cleared the gun and set it down. The teen's mother said she did not see her fiancé brandish a knife. It's unclear whether a knife was found at the scene. Fiancé succumbed to his injuries on January 6th after being pronounced brain dead. Police say the mother and Markowski's brother had gotten into an altercation days before the shooting where they lived in their old home. The family was in the process of moving from San Antonio to Live Oak, where the deadly incident transpired. During the move, Duran, that's the fiancé, told the mother of the boy he was upset with her son because he refused to take boxes to the new home and help with the packing. The mother responded that her son had a mental illness and to leave the situation alone. Markowski was arrested on Monday and charged with first-degree murder. His bond was set at $300,000. That's a very confusing story. I need like a whiteboard for that one. And an update on Barry Morphy case about the change of venue. So, a Colorado judge has ruled that Barry Morphy be tried for his wife's alleged murder in a neighboring county due to overwhelming public and media interest in the disappearance and presumed death of Suzanne Morphy. Morphy's murder trial will now take place in Fremont County. That's what's his name's county? Daybell's. No, what am I talking about? Fremont. That it is Fremont County, but that's in Idaho. Sorry, I'm really losing my mind today. After a judge determined that Morphy could not receive a fair trial in Chaffee County. Due to the widespread interest and familiarity with the case, Suzanne Morphy vanished on Mother's Day in 2020. Why do they have 2021? They have so many errors here. And Barry Morphy was arrested for her murder a year later. He was arrested, in 2021, of course. So we know all that. Okay, so the trial will begin on May 3rd. Okay, wow. So at least that's coming up. They're not holding that one off forever. I'll be here before you know it. In Fremont County, Patrick Frazee, the convicted killer in another well-known Colorado murder case, is currently in custody in Fremont County. He was convicted of killing his daughter's mother, Kelsey Barrett, in Teller County in 2018. Barrett's body was never found. Oh, look at that. Look at that similarity with Frazee, right? Okay. May 3rd. Okay, we're all caught up on that. I think we're up to. Okay. And let me see if anyone's still here. All right, so I have to go. Hold on a minute. I've got to go take 2 ibuprofen. I'll be right there. Hi, Jennifer Rochelle. Hi, Mimi. Angie Wallace. Help me, Rhonda. Michael. Mike. How are you guys? Linda Petrovich. Is it Petrovich or Petrovich? How do you pronounce that? Justin, Deborah, Kevin, White Rabbit, Nightmare, Leslie, Dilly-doo. Nicole Griffith, Anna, hope you're feeling better, Anna. Okay, I just have to go get something from my head right now. Carol Plant. All right, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have to show you something. Remember I told you about that jar the other day that I got Well, I finally got these are them. And they have them now. Well, I don't know. You never know if they still have them. They had them the day I was there. And they had some that were green. I don't know if they come in other colors. But I'm going to decoupage this without painting it so that the light comes through. But you can hang them up. And they're pretty nice if you're having party outside or something, I think. And they have the diamond like feel, so I'm going to decoupage those. So anyway, yeah, you can put a candle in there. Sure, you can put sand. You could put sand and a, an LED little candle in there. Or Nancy, how's your baby? How's your baby? Dollar Tree, Jennifer Rochelle. Well, $1.25 tree. Let me check something out, Jennifer Rochelle. Let me check something out, Jennifer Rochelle. Just want to see something. Sometimes things. I just saw something here that I've never even seen in the store. These little jars are so cute. Those would be really cute for decoupage. What are they like? I wonder what... I've never even seen those in the store at all. Oh, they're getting wise. Now the stuff is $1.25 each. When I ordered online before, everything was still $1. Can you believe that? Now they raised it up online. I thought they were keeping it low online because their overhead or something was less. But they've got things on here that are not available in my store. I'm trying to see if they have these jars available online. Lisa Nia. Not seeing so far. But I do see things that I don't see in the store, which is interesting. Nope. No, I don't see them here. That's a shame. And I forgot to buy 2 frames that I needed for those Easter things that I had. I have to make something, find one or something. Hmm. 9.5 ounces. They have these jars, which are interesting, which I have never seen in the store. These right there. I've never seen those. And they have them with 3 different color tops, and you can order 12 at a time. I don't know. I don't know how. I'd have to see. I can't really get a good gauge on those. I just saw something. Oh, these. What are these? They have these, which are pretty cute. I don't know how big these are. Let me see. Length, width. These are only, they have little metal charms. Live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love. And then I guess that's the other side of it with a cork. And they're 4.2 inches high. But these, you have to buy 24 of them. But still, if you're doing like, I don't know, a project or giving them as like a party favor or something, I don't know. But I'm just angry because they were letting them... Oh, they have them. Wait a minute. They do have them. Look. Hold on a minute. Stop. I don't want to read the reviews. Stop. You know what I hate about this site? It never goes by the right search stuff. They have them at $1.25, but look, see, they came in green and they came in this clear. And you can ship them to your store, and I don't know why it won't let you see. This stupid thing will not close. I want to... So they just come in the green and they come in the clear. Yeah, but the dollar, they were $1. When I ordered that stuff online with Lisa D, everything was $1 still online. They hadn't changed the website. Now they've changed it. So you must order 12, I guess. So 12 is not a bad quantity, but instead of being $12, it's now $15. So anyway, if somebody's looking for those for a party or to put on outside, you know, I don't know, whatever. They're nice party favors too if you're having a summer party, because you could put sand and seashells and a little LED tea lighter votive in there. Just saying. I'm just saying. I really do hate that one. I only say that to be crazy. Okay. You may order them that are nice. You got an egg McMuffin at McDonald's and it's shrunk. It's so small it fits in the palm of my hand. Yes, well, they're shrinking everything rather than raising prices. But McDonald's, I can't say they're not raising prices because it's ridiculous. Yes, they would. It would be nice. So I'm going to decoupage one, and I've got to pick the right napkin. I always get, I don't want to pick wrong. I don't want to pick wrong. Why do I need to wear a baseball cap? Why, Justin? Carolyn needs to wear the baseball cap. Why? Okay. Paper towels are so much smaller now. I don't know. Why do I need to wear a baseball cap, Justin? Hi, Haley. Hi, Vicky. Waiting for Justin's answer. Yeah, when the napkin room gets set up right now, it's Jimmy and I have these big plastic clear bins. Now he's saying like, oh, you don't want to put them in big plastic clear bins. You've got to get all small ones that fit just one thing of napkins, because then you're digging through the things, and so now the napkins, you just can't even believe it. I'm not sure, Mimi. Justin is conveniently not answering. Come on, Justin. Why should I be wearing the baseball cap? I'm kidding. You were a baseball cap one time and everyone loved it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. I actually don't look good in hats, Nicole. I actually don't. I'm not a hat person. Anyway, Scooter has the blanket coming. Did you get your baby, Nancy? How is your baby? I thought you'd be gushing over your baby. Oh, Mimi, thank you. But yeah, okay. It's not true. It's not true. I want to. Where's Nancy? You don't have school tomorrow. I want to ask you what about your baby. You should put them in a dispenser. That one, and no choosing. Yeah, I've got way too many that would fit in a dispenser. You have no idea. You have no idea. I missed over and out. I missed tub time, and I will listen to Carolyn. I haven't worked on it today, but what you said you were going to be working on it now. You lied to us? What baby? This baby. This baby. A solid silicone baby. Nancy, did you get your baby? Nancy. Nancy won't listen, so. Carolyn, it's Petro, as in gasoline, Petro. Gotcha. Petro. Petrovich. Yeah, but Petrovich. Nancy, did you like your baby? I was waiting to work on it, but I didn't, Carolyn. I was wanting to. What were you doing instead? Nancy has already given her baby a bath. Where? I didn't see it. I was waiting. My baby had a bath too. They have to have a bath. Otherwise, they're all sticky. Look at this one has the little bent legs. They're so adorable. You can't appreciate it like this. You definitely can't. You would definitely look great in hats. I never thought I would. No, I don't look good in hats. Believe me, I don't look good in hats. I look horrendous in hats. You love her? Can you believe the way that they ship them? Isn't that crazy? You love her? Well, because it's a silicone, Jennifer, and silicone, solid silicone dolls like this, they can become sticky because it's a food-based silicone, a platinum silicone. So you'll see, like, it's almost like when they're shipped, there's sometimes like a greasy spot in the box, and that's because that's the silicone. And so what you do is you bathe them, and that's why you put cornstarch on them. And you put cornstarch on them, and that keeps them like nice. And then anytime they get a little sticky, you just powder them with a little cornstarch. Are you in live chat? No, I'm in top chat. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, LMNW. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, the silicone dolls. You've got to put powder, but it should be cornstarch powder or pure cornstarch, and I just use pure corn. I know that's horrible. I don't know why they do that, Nancy. And you know what? I've only seen one other person do an unboxing where the baby was like that. The other companies, they're in like a gift box. They're wrapped up in plastic and this and that. But yeah, it's terrible. I think it's horrible. And they're all coming from the same person. I don't care. Any one of those that has a different name, the ones that say Tennessee and the ones that say California, they're all the same. They're all shipping out of California, out of some warehouse over there. Oh yeah, there's like, yeah, that's. I asked the guy about that, and he's like, oh, it's fine. That's because of the silicone, but you see it in everything, and that's why the other companies they're wrapping them in these like material swaddles, and they put them in a bag, and these they just literally throw them in with a sheet of thin paper, and it doesn't even cover them, and the whole time they're sliding back and forth. It's horrible. She was traumatized. I'm surprised they don't get damaged. That's the thing. I just can't even believe it that they shipped them like that. And the reason I said let me see this other company, then, but they're all the same. All of those ones are all the same. How was that one, Nancy? Was that what it was cracked up to be? It wasn't silicone, right? I don't know. What are you having? She's having something good to eat. I thought she said she was going in the bathtub. You know what, though? She gets warm. My other one took a long time to get warm, Nancy. She was ice because she was sitting like in the frigid cold, and she was frigid cold, horribly cold. Oh, your other one. You're talking about your other one. I thought you meant the other one you ordered. Irene got one too. I'm not sure of the size of Irene's. Scooter, did you get one? Scooter's looking for one. Scooter, did you get one? I had that Patti LaBelle banana pudding today for the first time. Where's that? That say sell Patti LaBelle pudding, really? California Thunder, how are you? Hi, Frida. How'd the surgery go? I am going in the tub now. No, I haven't ordered one. Surprised. 15 inches is perfect. No, she's not 15 inches. She's 17 inches. Mine's 17 inches. My other one is 19 inches, and there's a huge difference. And I was thinking like, oh, a 23-inch would be really cool because I like to get them as big as possible, usually when they're, but no way. I don't even want 20 inches. That's crazy. They're too heavy. My other one is almost 9 pounds. And the weird thing is because the head is much bigger and it's solid silicone, the head is so heavy. It's very awkward trying to pick them up. You got it from Walmart with your grocery order. Yeah, 17 inches. "15 inches would be too small." Mm-hmm. Well, it's not that it's floppy. She's floppy too, right? But it's that it's so heavy that when you try to pick the baby up, it's awkward. It's an awkward pickup. It's an awkward pickup. But you can't see, but her painting is beautiful. I mean, if I do it, you really can't. But the legs too. The legs are so natural looking with the way they're up, and they almost even look like they have some modeling on them. She's very cute. $9.99 for 36 ounces. You've got to dress her laying down, but they do sit up. See where she can sit up, Nancy? The other one, it's hard. Like if you're holding her to sit up. Don't shake her. Yes, I'm not. No, I'm not going to shake her, but I do have 2 hats on her. So, are the dolls on the cargo ships? No, they're not on the cargo ships. I don't think so. They're here in my house. They got here very fast. But I think they are running out because these have sold out of this style. I mean, there's different styles, but there's only a couple styles that I like. And they have to have an open mouth. So that they can take a pacifier, because I don't Oh, I shouldn't. I don't want a baby that can't take a pacifier. Yeah, but they're in the United States, Nancy. These are shipping from inside the United States. If it was shipping from China, we would be waiting a lot longer. What doesn't come from China these days? It's everything. What do you collect, Little Miss? Blythe dolls? All right, let's look at the top chatters and then we're going to go. Because I've got to go to bed. And I have a lot to do tomorrow. And I've got to get to bed. I can't be up till 6 in the morning. I just can't. Okay. So let's look at the top chatters. Kevin's on pins and needles. Kevin Leonard, you're still the top chatter. Kevin Leonard, number 1. Deborah Vancouver Din, number 2. Nana Patty, number 3. 4 is Irene F. 5 is Kubi. 6 is Jeanette. 7 is Jackie Burns. Sweet Pea is 8. LMNW is 9. York Hill is 10. Danielle C. is 11. Robin Lane is 12. Debbie D. is 13. 14 is Whisper to Me. 15 is Tracy Klaus. Mimi F. is 16. Help Me Rhonda 17. Sherry Shirley 18. Tammy McD is 19. Leslie Romani is 20. Elizabeth T. is 21. Mommy Ramblings is 22. Now see, if you come in after me, you've really got to step it up. Debbie L., Taco, and Aurora Rodriguez, you have to step it up. If I'm beating you as top chatter, there's a problem. You've got to step that up. Please step that up. So Kevin Leonard, you're still top chatter. I know, Michael, right? Well, that's why you came in after me, Taco. Got to step that up. Did you see the Easter gnomes at the Dollar Tree? The Easter ones? Let me see. Easter ones? Never seen Easter ones. They had them for Christmas last year. What do I do? Are you talking about the bunnies that they had last year? That one I got Scooter and she hates it and she doesn't even know where it is. Oh, I see them. Hold on. I'll show you what I did. I'm going to decoupage tomorrow. That's why I want to get up, because I want to craft. So I want to go to bed so I can get up. They have wooden ones too. They're very cute. Look what a difference that $1.25 makes, right? Case of 24 things used to be $24. Now it's $30. It's a $6 difference. You think it's nothing because it's $1.25. On 24 items, it's a $6 difference. It's not good, is it? I don't think it is. Not at all. Mm-mm. And I'm glad I ordered the other stuff when it was still $1. Because that's what I went to pick up today. I just got these gnomes and I'm going to decoupage these. Those, but I paid $1 each for them and I should have got more. I think I bought, I don't know, 4 or 8. But I paid $1. But you can buy them in quantities of 4, which is not that bad because you can buy it in quantities of 4. But when you've got to buy it in 24 and the price goes up, oh wow, look at this. Where's Davita? They have white, see, they must make this especially for crafters, Davita. I'm getting these, I'm not telling you. But I can't tell you on here because, wow, I see a really amazing DIY with those. Like, amazing. Hold on a minute. Okay. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go because I have to go to bed and I've been falling asleep and I'm going to want to do anything Jodi Arias in the afternoon tomorrow. I can't stay up and do that. What? Milltown Mel dies just before Groundhog Day? Well, what about Puxatawny Phil? It's going to be a surprise. I want it to be a surprise. Okay. Everybody copies me, so I can't have this. You're copying me, Mom? Okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hi, little lady. Butcher shop and farms instead of... Oh, yeah, we have a farm down the road. That's what I said. Meat and eggs and stuff we get there. All right. Adios, guys. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, everybody. God bless. Prayers for all. See you tomorrow.